jumping back in here again. Last week we were discussing the unfortunate release of The Fiend, and we kind of stumbled down the road to what happens with Alexa Bliss. We've seen her as this extension of the Fiend character, and now you have Alexa and the Lily doll, and she's winking at Dewdrop in the middle of matches, even with fans back in the mix. But the thing we kind of fell into that we didn't have time to cover last week is, how does Alexa get back to being Little Miss Bliss, Alexa Bliss? Like, she's kind of this mythical whatever now, but at some point that's going to end, at least you would think. How does she get back to being Alexa Bliss? Can she get back to being Alexa Bliss? Does anybody want to start us off here?
I hate the gimmick. The sooner it happens, the better. I don't even care how they do it. They can have her trot out to the fucking music, or I don't know, just have her snap out of it and be like, what the hell was that? And then just be Little Miss Bliss.
I think here we go. We got a check in here from the BGB group. Having a hell of a show tonight. Welcome in. It's always good to see some new faces interacting with us. Yeah, if you interact with us, we'll answer questions and things. But Ryan, I think you'll like this one. And I'll have to step out here for just a second. But I saw somebody tweet that during the draft, or she should just show up on SmackDown.
Love it.
As her old self. And then when they go, Alexa, what? And she just goes, oh, I had a case of the Mondays.
Oh, the Mondays. You had to fuck it up with that, Jim.
Jim say,
I hope you break your toilet.
No, not BBJ. Big Gold Belt Group.
I thought BBJ checked in. I was got excited.
So do you think, I guess another way to ask the question would be, do you think there's any way that we can get old Alexa Bliss back? Or is she kind of stuck in this new lily tide form of herself?
I hope not. I'm not even joking. I don't have her get hit in the head and be like, wow, and just be normal again. I really don't give a shit. Have Tamina super kick her. You can even fake storyline that Tamina's crazy dangerous and probably really kicked her hard and she's back. I don't even give a shit. However you have to do it.
Right,
I'm guessing he wants you to make the cheek noise.
I'm not going to do it again.
Okay, that's fair.
I'm not a fucking circus clown.
Lou,
you can have her go snorkeling. Have her scuba and come up too fast. And something popped in her head and she's fucking back to normal. Why is Alexa snorkeling? I don't know. Anything to get her away from this gimmick.
What if maybe,
I think that's fair.
Perhaps this winter she could be out walking on some ice and slip and fall.
Love it.
Thought out by her scientists. Perhaps this new world that she finds herself in scares and confuses her.
Okay, this is not the Little Mermaid, Mark.
Well, but you said you didn't care how it happened.
It's just reverse Undertaker, biker taker, Undertaker. So she goes, there we go.
Oh, so she comes out on a motorcycle. All right.
She it goes from like being normal to like the undead to just go back to normal.
I am the American bad bitch. And she just comes out on her bike. I like it, Lou.
Nope. I meant to hit that one.
Yeah, put her with Natty. That's fine. They can be the bad Bettys.
So I think if there is any way that she becomes herself again,
Natty would need a trike.
It has to be some form of like destruction of Lily, right? Like burning Lily, or that's like her urn, right?
Kind of. Yeah, it's at least it appears to be.
Honest to God, you could have the cleaning crew at any arena just throw that doll away, and that be the end of it. And I'd be like, "Yep, that's fine with me."
I've heard like some rumors that there's talks about Lily becoming coming to human form.
Done.
Like
We upset him.
Ryan, are you there? Are you there, big guy? I fucking I really loved this. Obviously, when the Fiend was still with us in the WWE, I didn't even necessarily I don't hate that it's still continuing beyond it, but I am not advocating for the Thunderdome. Let me make that clear. I am not advocating for a Thunderdome.
Dun, 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 dun.
Although if things keep progressing, we may be back there. But
Don't you say it.
I didn't say it. It just said it could happen. This gimmick worked better in the confines of a controlled environment like the Thunderdome. They had the doll, they had Lily wink in a match with Dewdrop this past Monday on Raw. I get it. It's on the screen and in the arena. It's on the Tron. But
can we get confirmation that it was on the Tron?
I would assume it is.
I would assume it is not.
Really? See, I would assume that it was.
No.
Because then otherwise, what's Dewdrop reacting to?
Exactly. It makes the people at home or in the arena wonder what she saw.
Yes, and
the WWE is a television product. It's not meant for the live audience.
Because we've all been there. When the Undertaker comes out, there's lightning and things on Raw on the TVs that aren't in person, and things like that. So I get it. There's a degree of things that we see on TV that we don't see live in person. But yeah, I don't know if it, and I wish I would have known somebody that was at Raw this past week, but it feels like they're having trouble with what to do with this gimmick, this character, this creation, now that we're back in front of live shows. So I think there has to be some way, I thought if Nikki Ash was not Nikki Ash, if she was still Nikki Cross, I thought there could have been some degree of who was the therapist with
Dr. Shelby.
Right, it could have been something along those lines where Nikki Cross seeks out a therapist or something for her friend Alexa and helps her through it or something like that. But there's got to be some sort of catalyst. There has to be something that brings her out of this, because you go back to when the Fiend first targeted Alexa Bliss on Friday Night SmackDown, when she's in the ring and the Fiend is approaching her, trying to do the mandible claw and all, and then it morphed into where we are. There has to be some sort of exit point, you would think. I don't think you can just show up on one Monday as Little Miss Bliss. I know, Ryan, you don't care either way. As long as we get out of this, you don't care either way. But there's to me, there has to be some exit points. There has to be some sort of catalyst for a change. And Tim, maybe you're right. Maybe it is something as somebody gets rid of the doll, destroys the doll. Because maybe it is. Maybe it's the Undertaker's urn sort of a thing.
Also, you kind of have to think, and I mentioned this while you were away, is there any way getting away from this? Does Alexa Bliss go back to normal? Because, let's be honest, I'm pretty sure she's selling more merch now than she was before.
Probably.
It is a way to progress the Fiend without having the Fiend.
Sure.
And the fans dig that part. Like
Sure.
they
Like, I
But-
think fans. I feel like fans like.
I mean, they're really digging the Dewdrop feud for sure. They're really into that.
Apparently, the Alexa of upstairs heard me and started playing music. I just
nice.
got a text.
Was it the Imperium theme?
I hope
was
so.
gonna ask.
If it is, I'll be disappearing again for about 30 seconds.
That's it.
Oh, she played country. Well, then
Uh,
I'll be sticking right here. You're right. She probably is definitely making, and I think people love Miss Bliss. I don't want to upset the devices in the other portion of the
Alexa.
yeah. So I think fans love her. So like what she does, I think people are going to love. I think like you saw the reaction to her the first Money in the Bank weekend when she came out for the match. Like I think people generally like love her and want to love what she's doing, but like I feel like even that might have a limit if and maybe it's getting away from. And I hate saying this because man, I thought this was going to be so good when Eva Marie came back with Dewdrop, and eventually like the heat on that gimmick when Dewdrop turns on Eva Marie is just going to be great. And I think it, like to me, it's just that whole thing has like go away heat on me. Like it's bad.
Not good.
It is bad. I wanted it to be good so bad. I really did. So maybe it's just getting away from those two. I don't know. Like I like it, and again, like it's one of those things where she kind of has that Fiend feel where you don't need her in the women's title picture, but what she's doing right now, it doesn't feel great. The whole thing doesn't feel great. So I think it's the doll. I think it comes down to Lily, whether it's because like Lily talks to her, like Lily's kind of this, this solid ground, so to speak, for her that she's like attached to. So if it's somebody destroying the doll or something like that, it kind of breaks this.
So you think the doll like grounds her? So she is like a reverse Al Snow.
Sure. So yeah, kind of along those lines. Because it does, like she talks to her like she was. Because isn't Lily like what she was talking to when she was on the swing talking to? It was her little Jimmy, and then the doll became a thing.
Right.
So yeah, I think if you can get rid of Lily, I think Alexa Bliss becomes Alexa Bliss again.
Maybe.
No
guarantee.
But if you can't, now here's the other part of the question: if you can't get her back out of this, and it stops working,
fire her. That's what they do everybody else.
Like, is there no other solution for her?
She can go to AEW, be Lexi Bliss, and then come back in 3 years bigger than she ever was.
I think when she's done with WWE, she's done.
Yeah, I think she's somebody that doesn't go anywhere else either. I kind of agree with you there.
Live off that Ryan Cabrera money.
I mean, I wasn't gonna say that much, but it's implied. Like she doesn't. I don't think she has to wrestle. I think she's choosing to wrestle because when she's done, she's probably gonna go be a mom. Like,
right?
That makes sense.
What band is Ryan Cabrera in?
The Ryan Cabrera.
Artist. He had a really popular song, right?
Did he?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't think of what it is right now, but it was definitely very popular. You've heard it for sure, Jim.
I'm sure I have. Let me see.
Yeah, you're a big Ryan Cabrera fan.
Huge.
All the way down.
Was he?
All the way down.
All the way down. Was he on American Idol?
Nope.
Okay.
Nope.
X Factor.
Nope.
No.
I think that was that
Yes, sir.
Justin fella.
Mm-hmm.
On the way. All right, let me see if I can pull this up.
We're gonna get banned in Sweden.
Yes.
Probably, yeah,
On the way
Sweden,
down,
Sri Lanka. And
That's it, Mark.
I hate
on the way
YouTube
down,
ads. By the
Going
way.
down
all the way
all
down.
the way. Here I go.
You got to get to the chorus.
You got to get the chorus for sure.
That's all the way down. That's Ryan Cabrera. I recognize that anywhere.
I don't know if I've ever heard this, to be honest with you. Also, whoever made the
Never sounds
lyric
so good.
video for this spelled through as thorough, but so somebody fucked that one up.
I feel like that's most YouTube lyric videos.
It's either the wrong lyric or
It's always the wrong there.
well, that's a problem. Well,
It's hard.
That's a problem well beyond YouTube.
It's very difficult.
But yeah, I don't think she goes anywhere else. And here, like, yeah, she could go away from the WWE for a little while and then even come back eventually. But yeah, I think she'll always be a WWE. But yeah, it's how long of a shelf life do you think this current version of Alexa has? Like, I don't think Ryan's like,
WrestleMania?
3 weeks. You think it goes that long? Damn. Yeah.
Yeah, the WWE will definitely make it last that long.
Especially since we have a superhero or almost a superhero, and we have a super villain in Alexa Bliss,
Oh, you got a good point.
and they have a history together. Alexa can absolutely win the Women's Royal Rumble.
Yep, that's a WrestleMania
with
match.
with her Lily powers, and you have Nikki ASH finally become a superhero, and you get Super Nikki versus Alexa at height of her powers, Lily powers.
That is the payoff with Nikki, right? There will eventually be Super Nikki.
There has to be.
Right.
It's like Eric Young. Like,
Right. Otherwise, why are we here?
yeah. Rosie eventually became just Rosie.
Right.
He stopped being the SHIT.
Yeah, his training ended. He passed.
He did pass.
Ryan, and you're still not Team Ash.
No, absolutely not. That shit's trash too. It's like the WWE is like, Ryan, we really don't want you to tune into Raw.
So you understand that, like, the Nikki ASH character isn't for you, right?
Oh, I totally get that.
Okay.
Right. So, like, when enough characters are not for you, that show eventually becomes not for me anymore. Then that has to happen. Like, I cannot just keep being like, well, that character is not for me, and this character is not for me. And I get the Alexa Bliss character is for me, the me's of professional wrestling. I just don't like it.
I don't
That's
care
not-
for it either. To be
that's not-
completely fair.
Geared toward like children or like to sell dolls like the Nikki ASH figure is. I get that. But like the Charlotte character is becoming stale pretty quick again. Rhea Ripley on the main roster really isn't doing much for me.
She's got whiplash right now.
Drew McIntyre, just
Tim
the
Love.
sword thing, just don't fucking like. There's a lot on
Let me
Raw that
tell
I'm
you
just
a
like.
story
"Ugh."
about my sword.
I like the story about the sword. Like, I like all of that stuff. Do you want to know what lost me about it?
Was it the motorcycle that they had to sell because they made the toy like 6
No.
fucking months ago?
He's
So-
got plaid trunks now.
So Drew has Angela, named after his wife or his mom,
His dear mother.
his dear mother. And so this week on Raw, he comes out. He's got Angela. He hoists her up. He puts her into the fake rock. And you think that's it. Nope. He stabs it into the rock to pull it out of the rock and carry it to the ring. Why? Because when you stab it, that's when the pyro goes off. No.
Wasn't there like a children's book about a guy and a sword? A Disney movie,
Sword.
perhaps?
Yeah, the sword and the stone.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
The sword was already in the stone.
But yeah, like now if the sword was there in the rock when he comes out and he's strong enough to pull it out
Right. Why are you stabbing it in
and then pulling it out
to
again?
pull it out? And like that, like
You know, the
Or bring it to the ring and just move the foam rock to the bottom of the
What if
ramp.
you stab the rock and he puts the rock over his shoulder with the blade
Awesome.
and carries the rock to the
awesome.
ring?
That'd be heavy. That would be heavy.
No, it would be dumb because he would be stabbing my pillow pal and just stabbing that and carrying that out.
Yeah.
But it's just it doesn't make sense to me. Like the stabbing of the sword and the rock is like, this is where the sword is because I don't need the sword to do anything. And now he's bringing the sword to the ring as an intimidation factor.
Luke says you don't know what that rock did to him off camera.
It's not a bad point.
That's a great point, Lou.
Yeah.
That is a great point.
Whatever the Rock did, he was doing it in honor of Rikishi. Rikishi did it for the Rock. Now the Rock is doing it for Rikishi.
How many weapons have we ever seen brought out in the WWE that will never be actually used in the ring, like in combat?
The Barbarian or the Berserker had a sword.
Berserker
Right.
had a sword
Oh,
and a
shit,
shield.
right.
Yep.
So, like, is it just
Stab the
swords?
Undertaker.
Well, Drew did try to strike Shanky with the sword.
China had that rocket launcher.
That's true.
That's
China.
right.
But she used that.
She
like,
used it
pew,
on the
pew,
ramp.
pew, pew, pew.
Yeah, but she didn't fire rockets.
Yeah.
Great. She's not a Hardy, for Christ's sake. She wasn't broken then.
Brian
The
Pillman,
smoking guns didn't shoot their cap guns at people.
Yeah.
No,
Pillman had
that's
a
true.
Gun.
Pillman didn't shoot
Pillman.
Austin.
What? No, he didn't.
Pillman 9mm.
That was so good.
Like, he's wheeling it around like he was going to strike Shanky with it.
Right. He looked like.
And
he
again, the
was
smoking guns never pointed their guns at competitors either, I don't believe.
Right.
No.
It's just
It's a
sword
fucking sword.
it's a cool gimmick, but then there's like another part. It's like if you follow that fiction writer Dave Meltzer and his cohort, what's the other guy? Marquez?
Alvarez.
Brian Alvarez. There's apparently this talk of whether or not the Angela that we see is fake Angela or real Angela. Because Drew said, I'm not bringing real Angela out. I'm bringing fake
Bye, Mark.
Angela.
Oh, Mark disappeared.
He did so good all show.
There's fake Angela. But then like he brings fake Angela and then there's real Angela. So which is, I don't know.
Where does
Nipple, 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 nipple.
playing with the big dog's nipple?
You want to squeeze on Bob Lashley's arm there too?
He's been working.
Bob.
So
Bobby.
All right,
Mark's missing them all.
there he is. Now he's back.
Oh, he
look,
flipped sides. Oh no.
What happened?
you missed it. Ryan was
I
playing with Lashley's nipple.
Nope. That was the
With
big
the
dog's
big
nip.
dog's
He was playing with Roman's nipple. He was honking on Bobby.
Isn't that an Aerosmith? An Aerosmith album?
Honking on
Yeah,
Bobo.
Lou
Honking
has
on
it.
Bobby.
Oh, Bobby.
Lou
There you
has it. To put this all together, Drew has to obviously behead Alexa's doll at Mania, and then the following Monday we get normal Alexa back.
I'll take it.
Yeah, I like that.
You can just make Mania this coming Sunday.
What if
Saturday.
now? What if Drew?
Friday.
How about what if they do it in the lead-in to Rampage?
Couldn't happen soon enough.
Now, what if Drew goes to swing the sword, and when he does, it hits Lily, and Lily shatters Angela?
didn't.
That's when I quit. I will officially quit then.
I'm out. I'm done. I'm gonna go watch AEW.
What if this all goes down at War Games?
I gotta listen to it. I said I would listen to it.
In War Games! War Games! War Games! War Games!
Just one's all I need.
Well, that's not
Okay.
true. I said I was gonna give you just one randomly.
In War Games! War Games! War Games! War Games!
That was from Sunday.
I appreciate you.
But yeah, okay.
Oh,
Any
we
other-
did that little thing on Sunday. You ought to go listen to that if you've not listened to it yet.
Yeah, we talked about the 13 releases.
Yeah, real bad.
But we talked about that.
Legendary.
Any other thoughts on this Alexa stuff before we go to
Move it along.